That's right, the WhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, WhoThatDaily.com is your site. The WhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. Check out the Pro Shop. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform stores where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. Check out the Pro Shop and Who That to you.
Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that?
Yeah. Boogie like Benson, I'm a Who That. I'm a Who That. Long as I'm living, I'm a Who That. Lose or winning, I'm a Who That. Sports coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, 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 Boogie like Benson, I'm a Who That. I'm a Who That. Sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. I thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shame for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy, then you probably smell the crooked referees on Roger Goodell. Yeah, bugging like this, and I'm a Who That. Every day I'm living, I'm a Who That. Lose or winning, I'm a Who That. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, 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 Boogie like Benson, I'm a Who That. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Welcome. You're now tuned into the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, where we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sports talk from your favorite sports fam. I'm Big Q. Much love to the fam. Appreciate y'all enjoying coming on into this episode, joining us for this latest edition of the Sports Coma. We in the building. Much love to the fam. Hope y'all having a fantastic week. It's just cruising along. It's already hump day. It's a short week. A lot of people had Monday off because of Memorial Day. We already in the hump day, going into Thor's Day now. So, man. And then on top of that is June the 1st, getting deep into the year, fam. It's moving pretty fast, isn't it? But anyway, much love to the fam. Appreciate each and every last one of y'all for joining me for this episode of The Coma. Please feel free to hit upon the like button. Please feel free to share the show's link on your social media feed. And also, please feel free to subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Big ups to Sir Rogers, Kurt For Real, the Shogun, and the rest of the family members that hit the like button. We love you, man. We appreciate you guys for being here in the Coma as well. So big ups to the family. The OG Jerry Poor in the building. What's up, OG? Normal guy, Who That to you? T-Rob, Sordactastic. I hope I said that right. So Darktastic, is that correct? Is that the proper pronunciation? Hoping I'm even hitting around the vicinity of it. What's up, Kai? Who that to you, fam? Appreciate you. Brother Torrey Shepard Sr., who that to you, fam? Shedrick is in the building as well. Snake Bite, what's up? Brother Brandon's in the building. Elite is in the building. Who that, Dana? What's up, Queen? Young City Night Ward is in the building as well. Good to see you there. Josh Goat 23 is in this thing as well. Appreciate all the family members. Brother Tragic, These Nuts is in the building, family. These Nuts is in the building. Much love to you, to the fam. Trey Joseph, what's up, Trey? Who that to you, fam? Appreciate you. T-Rob, what's happening, fam? Who that to you, brother? Slim is in the building. J Mac is in the building. What's up, Jay? Linda is in the building. What's up, Queen? Who that to you as well, brother? Tremal, what's up? Maul and Maul's in the building as well. Appreciate you. All right, Kevin Conley, what's up, Kevin? Who that to you? Big ups to you. Who else we got chiming in? You know, we just give a lot of shout out to the family. Brother Wallace, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. Brother Doug's in the building as well. Good to see y'all, man. Hope everything's doing swell with you guys. Brother Eric, what's up, fam? How you doing, brother? Eric Howard's in the building. Jay Nola, what's up, baby? All right, big ups to the rest of the fam, man. Thank y'all for being in the stream. What's up, Derek? Big ups to Derek Lockett as well. Much love. Cool man 2782, who that to you? Said Gaming, what's up, bro? Who that to you? Appreciate you. 504 Hot Boy and the rest of the fam. Who that to all the family members in the live stream. Appreciate each and every last one of y'all for popping in. Do me a favor, hit upon the like button as you enter the stream, as this one is entitled Safety Marcus Maye could face a league discipline for his DUI arrest. And then we'll be going over an article by Bob Rose that he wrote the other day. What's up, brother Farouk? Big ups to you, fam. Good to see you in the chat, man. Much love to you, bro. All right, and we'll go over. We have some reaction to a couple of positives on the TSC Q&A live show. I kind of went after a couple of chumps that was talking mess about the Saints in the reaction stream. What's up, 504 Code? Who that to you, fam? We went after a few people in the TSC Q&A live show. So please feel free to subscribe or join as a member. You get all that. It's like over 100 shows of lot content that you could be able to see as well. So we reacted. I reacted to some nonsense that Phil Sims' son said about Jameis and the Saints. We reacted to that. The PFT boys reacted to that. And of course, with Kyle and Kyle, Patty Cowherd said we reacted to that and covered some of it. It was pretty fun last night, to be honest with you. Always cool and fun. I have fun when I do those reactionary streams to them chumps talking about basic facts they just don't know. I thought you're supposed to do your homework before you get up here and talk about people's squad like that. I guess not. I guess, the school is out on them. All right, so big ups to the fam, man. Appreciate y'all. In this one, man, we're going to cover several articles. We're going to go over the calendar just to let the rest of the Who Dat Nation know, if you don't know about the upcoming Saints schedule in terms of the OTAs and whatnot. There's a second round coming. We're going to fill you in on all the dates. You can mark them down, put them in your phone so you know exactly what's next from the Who Dat Nation, what's going on with the team. So we'll go over a calendar. With that, we'll rank. Saints Wire did a fantastic article ranking the 9 biggest acquisitions or moves in the Saints season thus far. We'll go ahead. I really like that article they did, and we'll go over one with the Saints, former Saint Akeem Hicks signing with the Bucs. We'll go over that one. I give some reaction to that as well. So with that being said, fam, I'm gonna play a few of these commentaries. One from CBS talking about the Saints, and another one from both of them are CBS. Both of them are CBS reports. But listen, it's only the contingent that is worshipers of TB12 is still pushing the Tampa Bay narrative. No disrespect to my Tampa Bay people, because we got Tampa Bay people that listen to the stream. But really, truthfully and honestly, you can say to yourself, looking at the team, because I had a chance to do research on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers squad. I know who they lost. I know who they gained. And I'm not putting down their young players, but I'm telling you, they took a step back in terms of the talent they had versus what they had last year. So there's still a lot to be proven on both sides, but we know that people that know football know that it's not just who you sign, but it's the mentality of the type of players you're bringing into the city of New Orleans. And we as Who Dats know, when we see something abnormal, we know, meaning abnormal, not bad abnormal, but meaning something that's extraordinary. And this is what this is when you see 2 LSU high-profile players on both sides, offense and defense, Jarvis Landry and Tyrann Mathieu, joined the Saints after the draft was over with. Solid draft, very good undrafted signings as well to go along with that. We talk about the draft picks, solid draft, but the undrafted aspect was also very solid, as the Saints found a lot of key college free agents that come in and undrafted guys that have a ton of NFL experience that will go a long way in helping the depth of the team moving into the season. Plus, all together, just excellent moves. And I've been saying this for some time now about the fact that how the Saints learned from last year's woes, which means when you had 54, I think it was, lineup changes in the offensive line and all these injuries that were mounting on offense all around the place and on defense, the Saints, and then special teams as well, the Saints fortified key positions. They went down a list and said, we need to do this. They fortified the quarterback position. They got Jameis. They got him on par to come back to take the job. But just in case Jameis has a setback like Mike Thomas and Will Lutz had setbacks last year that ultimately cost him the year, you got a veteran quarterback, an upgrade, severe upgrade over what you had last year. That's sitting behind Jameis Winston to hold that seat down if something were to occur with Jameis for a short time or whatever. You have insurance there. It's also the Mike Thomas insurance card known as Jarvis Landry, which he is going to come in the slot position and occupy the slot position. We notice this is a good position for Jarvis Landry, but also he does serve as an insurance policy if Mike Thomas has another setback, or if they want to kind of walk Mike a little slowly, incrementally back into live game reps. So that is there. And plus, it's a lot of talent that people are not truly accounting for. And we talked about it on TSC Q&A Live. And I'm going to talk about at least 3 guys that I think will be key members of in terms that could possibly help the Saints moving into this season. We'll go over it in this stream. So hit the like button, family. Appreciate y'all being in here as well. Appreciate all of you. Hit the like button for me. Now, Last Saint, what's up, fam? What's going on, brother Tyrese? How you doing? Let's play this. It's 2 by CBS. This is not hit pieces. This is actually good commentary, but these are not as bigger, I guess, talkers who have known, but these more commonsensical people that know, looking at the NFC South and looking at the NFC and saying, wow, you have to put the Saints up here. Even if you're not if you don't believe in Jameis, and we do, but if you're not a Jameis Winston person, but it's a Saints person, you can see that you don't need a quarterback at the top. Jameis can simply do what he did last year, and the Saints go deep into the playoffs. You see what I'm saying? He just simply does what he did last year. He don't have to do all this extraordinary, extra stuff. He just needs to do what he did last year, stay consistent, stay healthy, and direct the Saints offense, and the rest will take care of itself. Lights out defense. Special teams is very good too. You got a very good special teams unit to let you know that Will Lutz, how many games you lost because of bad field goals. The instability at the field goal position, how many games did that contribute to L's for the Saints? Well, Will Lutz comes back. You know, and the Saints they have a pretty decent practice squad kicker too that ultimately they'll end up keeping. So all this is just a learning process. Plus the fact the league did change some of the rules to kind of help that out as well going into the season as well. And maybe if I got time, I'll cover that rule change that happened a couple of days. I think I covered it on a previous stream. I'm not certain, but we'll do it. All right, big ups to the fam. What's up? What up, booming? What's up, fam? Big ups to you, bro. Good to see you in the chat. Mr. Fire D, who that to you? Brian Pearson, House of Twigger. Much love to y'all. Tyrone Jones, what's up, Tyrone? Who that to you, fam? T Dirty, what's up, T Dirty? Much love to my dog, T Dirty, chilling. Much love. Good to see y'all in the chat, brother Matt Pollard. What's going on, brother Matt? How you doing, brother? Big ups to you. All right, so with that being said, let's listen to this one, man. We're gonna go and play some of these interviews right here. Hold on here. Let me get it all tuned up for you. I thought I had it already here. All right, here we go. We're going to play a couple of these, family, by these people. And put one in the chat, family, if you can hear it, and hear what the narrative is switching and changing, because people, as they get closer and closer to the season, they're seeing that the Saints are on the right trajectory. Everybody's going to be healthy. And if we do have setbacks, we do have insurance. So we're not just willy-nilly going into this thing. The Saints are prepared this year, unlike what I've seen in a very long time. So here we go. Here's first one from CBS.
Team.
Put one in the chat
Jordan's
if you can hear
playing
this.
at a high level. That defense rookie, but there's Tyrann Mathieu throw for March to the playoffs this year. Believing in the hype.
Landry believing in the hype or not here? New Orleans also adding some vets here. The Honey Badger, 5-2. He has some targets here. Michael Thomas coming back. Chris Olave, who they drafted. New Orleans also adding some vets here. The Honey Badger and Jarvis Landry believing in the hype or not here?
Believing in the hype. The Saints will march to the playoffs this year. I mean, they did something last year no team had ever done in having 3 separate quarterbacks throw for 10 touchdowns. Jameis Winston's fantastic. Tyrann Mathieu is going to make that defense even better. I love the Jarvis Landry signing. That's going to be great. Chris Olave, it's going to give him some space to grow as a rookie. But there's other pieces here that have made this a great team. Cam Jordan's playing at a high level. That defense was built to win a championship even last year. You add these offensive weapons and a healthy Jameis Winston, plus Jameis Winston on camera, can't get enough. I like the Saints marching to the playoff.
Real quick, are they better than the Bucs in that division?
I think they will. I think they'll take the division just like they did when Drew Brees previously had faced Tom Brady. Tom Brady, he gets paid in the playoffs, not in the regular season. I think they could steal it from them. And what a story that'd be for Jameis Winston and those Saints. But it's going to be tough. I think they do it this year, Brandon.
Do you want a sports network?
All right, so there you go. That's one right there from CBS, as you heard, family, talking about the Saints and seeing what they're going to do about it. So I think this is pretty good talk, as you hear a lot of commonsensical commentary starting to roll around from the lore of the, I ain't going to say lore, but among most of the commonsensical commentators, not saying that because they agree with Who Dat Nation. But all we saying is if you have a opposing view, be commonsensical with it. Provide statistics or information that fortifies your point. That's what we look at, because we can tell the difference between brown stuff and sugar. You get what I'm saying? We can tell the difference between brown stuff and sugar. I'm telling you, let me tell you what. But anyway, here's another one, fam. We're going to play right here. And this is, you probably recognize this, brother. Let's see what he had to say about the Saints as well.
The NFC South, the New Orleans Saints will win the division. Yes, sir. It's time to get ready for that second line down in New Orleans. They will win the division. And the reason why I believe that prediction could become a reality is, number one, defensively, right? That was a top 7 unit last year in total defense. I mean, a team that surrendered just roughly over 300 yards per ball game. Some of the same pieces are still right there in place, not to mention adding Tyrann Mathieu. But when you look at healthy, when they're healthy, a year ago when Jameis was healthy, he started 7 ball games. They were 5-2. In that stretch, 14 passing TDs, 3 interceptions. If Jameis stays healthy and get back to being the player that he was before the injury, look out. Not to mention Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry, Chris Olave. All 3 wide receivers have yet to catch a pass from Jameis in a New Orleans Saints uniform. So if you get Michael Thomas, who was outstanding playmaker for that offense before his injuries, and then of course a veteran playmaker in Jarvis Landry, of course, and then superstar type player, up and coming receiver in Chris Olave, this is a team that could be outstanding offensively. And then lastly, for me, that graphic right there. They have had Tom Brady's number throughout his time in Tampa. So we understand and we expect this to be a 2-team division in the NFC South. So if Jameis stays healthy, along with the consistent success they've had against Tom Brady, my bold prediction is the Saints. They might walk away with this division and walk out as division champs when it's all said and done.
Let's see what.
All right, how about that? So that's some of them letting you know how they feel about it, and that's not bad commentary right there, because people understand, man, when you start looking at things, man, and looking at what the black and gold is doing, you can't poo-poo them under the rug and keep pushing this narrative about Tampa Bay simply because they have TB12 and he's a year older with a younger team, a weaker team than what they had a year ago. So, I mean, they did make some moves, but you can't consistently say that they did better than the Saints when the Saints bringing in players at their position as top 5 along with what they had last year. I mean, what weakness do the Saints have outside of maybe brushing up or cleaning up a few positions? Maybe, I mean, definitely at the top of the list is bringing Quan Alexander back and maybe bringing another running back into the room to provide competition, maybe a veteran tight end. But all those things could be sought after. We'll see, and you might see some of these young players step up and perform as well. Anyway, let's move on to the next thing right here. Let's jump into the article. Saints Marcus Maye DUI hearing was today. Should have some more information on that. Nothing outside of that. We'll have some more information. Just wrote by Bob Rose earlier today that Marcus Maye could face league discipline for the DUI arrest that occurred while with the New York Jets. His starting safety Marcus Maye that comes on him, and Tyrann Mathieu will replace Malcolm Jenkins, who retired, as well as Marcus Williams, who signed a fat contract to go to Baltimore. And Saints Marcus Maye has a court hearing today to determine his punishment for the DUI arrest in February of 2021. On February 22nd of 21, Maye was arrested in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and charged with driving under the influence and 2 misdemeanor counts of destruction of property and leaving the scene of an accident. Maye was a member of the New Orleans Jets at the time. A Zoom hearing on the incident, originally scheduled for October of 2021, was postponed until June 1st after another delay in March. Maye is pleading not guilty to the charges, which allowed him to avoid NFL suspension until a verdict is rendered. He originally failed to report the incident to league officials, but it is Maye's first DUI arrest. 6 weeks after the arrest, Maye was pulled over in Orlando, Florida for speeding and driving under a suspended license in April of 2021. The speeding charge was later dropped, with the other citation being amended to a non-criminal infraction, according to NorthJersey.com. Now, Maye, who's 29, was a second-round choice by the Jets back in 2017. Out of Florida, he intercepted 6 passes, broke up 22 others over 4 years of those 4 seasons before missing most of the 2021 season with a torn Achilles, who he's also rehabbing from that injury as well. In March, the Saints signed free agent Marcus Maye to a 3-year contract worth the reported $28.5 million, with 15 of it guaranteed. He's expected to be recovering from the Achilles injury by training camp. So another person. And more information will come out on what goes on with Marcus Maye, but a lot of people anticipating the league's discipline on Marcus Maye will be anywhere between a 2 to 3, some say 4 game suspension on Marcus Maye, which the Saints do have plenty of depth in the safety room to kind of wait out that suspension, so to speak, with Marcus Maye. Who we have, you got PJ Williams. There's Evans, the former defensive back, 2nd-round draft pick out of Tampa Bay, who's there as well. So a lot of safety help to kind of go along with that until Maye is able to get back healthy, number one, which he's supposed to be back from that injury in training camp, and he probably will miss maybe 2 to 3 games. Some say 4 games. We'll see. I say 2 to 3 games with that being at his first offense. So we'll see how the NFL rules. But remember, Goodell does rule kind of heavily. He does rule over the Saints when you have a Saints player to have an issue. Even though he did it with the Jets, he with the Saints now, it's usually he rules pretty heavy-handed on the Saints, and that goes without saying. He's a very vindictive piece of garbage, but at the end of the day, these players get themselves in these situations, and you can't do that, man. So anyway, that's the latest on Marcus Maye. I'm pretty sure something will come out over the next several days or so stay tuned, family. All right, let's keep it moving, fam. Looking at the June NFL calendar for the Saints, the June calendar for the Saints has a bit to offer in the first half, but it'll be all quiet after that. And this is by John Hendricks from Saints News Network. So big ups to brother Bob Rose, who'll be coming on the show real soon. I hadn't had Bob on the show in about a year, man. Damn, been a long time. I have to do better. But John is works with him over there and he's covering this article. And June is already here across the NFL, and things will pick up a little bit over the next couple of weeks for the Saints. We're going to hit a major lull in the offseason after the team's mandatory minicamp happens, and we should hear more about the training camp schedule by mid-July. Here's a look at how the month plays out with some important dates right there. So in June, family, all right, this is June, and of course you've seen with the May. So with May, that is May 30th to the 3rd, offseason strength program is underway, and that's in week 8 of the programming from the 31st to June the 2nd, which is tomorrow. OTA's week 2, as you see. Then June 1st deadline for the as he says, the prior club to send a June 1st tender to its unsigned restricted free agents who receive a qualifying offer for the first of right of refusal only, in order for such players to be subjected to the CBA's June the 15th tender provision. Then from June the 6th to the 10th, off-season strength program, which goes into week number 9. June 8th to the 9th, Saints Hall of Fame celebration in Biloxi. June the 7th to the 10th is OTA's week number 3. June 13th to 17th, that's more of the off-season strength programming going into week number 10. June 14th to 16th, mandatory mini camp. 2 sessions will allow some family members to be able to tune into that. And then June the 15th, deadline for the club to withdraw qualifying offer to restricted free agents and still retain exclusive negotiation rights by substituting the June the 15th tender of 1-year contract at 110% of the player's prior year paragraph 5 salary with all other teams. So there you go. Some of the information right there for the month of June. And then later on, we'll bring in July. What's up, Sky Life? Who that to you, fam? Appreciate you. JT, what's happening, my brother? Much love to you. Appreciate you being in the live stream as well. Big ups to the rest of the fam. Stacy, who that to you? Much love to the kings and queens of Tacoma. We up in this thing, baby. Much love. All right. Nothing shaking. Brian asking the question, what's the latest on Alvin Kamara court here in Big Q? Nothing shaking on that, bro. Still right now, they extended it out to August. I want to say the last time we reported on that. So, but I mean, the strategy got to be for them to be trying to settle with the guy. Got to be. I mean, I don't know what kind of defense the lawyers will be able to put together. Maybe they can try to put this guy, go over his rap sheet and try to, I don't know if that'll be even admissible. But my thing is, if Alvin Kamara and the rest of these guys really wanted to make this go away, they would settle with this guy, because that's all he wanted is money. Get him on up out of the way and pay him and learn from this. Get you some people around you, a security dude when you're roaming out there that can keep, that can keep this type of stuff from happening, or simply don't put yourself in these type of situations. But a lot of these young guys with money, man, that come from impoverished backgrounds, you can't tell them nothing. It's like that old Kanye West song. When I get my money right, you can't tell me nothing. He ain't lying either. You can't tell them, a lot of them, you can't tell them nothing. You can't tell them nothing. They just got to learn the hard way. And it's a shame you got to be like that. But, sooner or later you get your ass bust out there, and that's what happens. So anyway, that's the latest on it. So anyway, let's keep it moving, man, on that. Thank you for asking there. All right. Yeah, that's right, Stacey. The Saints have to stay out of trouble. Yeah, show some maturity. That's right. That's right. And then the crazy part about it is they have training that most of that NFL gives its players. It tells them about what shady little organizations that try to come along and solicit donations or try to get some of the people's money. They go over the training about financial people trying to steal their money, because that's a large part of it, that a lot of the players go broke because they either spending their money the wrong way. They buy up all these expensive cars and can't sustain what they're doing. And then another thing is you have all the injuries that come along during the course of that career, that then a lot of that money goes to their medical expenses. And then, of course, then there's the family angle. Then there's other things, bad business moves. And then people that come out to woodwork, like when Drew Brees got swindled a lot of diamonds. Remember that? He had to go to court and sue that guy for some of the money back because he swindled them with the diamond hustle. So, I mean, you got to watch out for stuff like that. And the NFL does have programs which it does teach its young players coming in there. They even bring in older players to kind of tell them to try to drop game or give them the game, sprinkle game on these players. And some of them just, that money make them stupid. And you know what they say, money is the ultimate magnifier. Whatever's in you, it brings it out. So if you're a cool, calm dude that, that know how to handle stuff, then that attribute will be magnified. If you're just one of these young, dumb ones who just think you got a little bread and they're going to floss it, then that's going to bring out that quality too. And often to not, we see too much of that already. All right, moving into the next article right here, Saints Newswire, ranking the 9 biggest Saints additions this offseason, which was a really good article by Dylan Sanders over there at the Saints Wire. Really cranking out some good articles, man. I really enjoy reading their stuff. New Orleans Saints decided to continue their quest for a Super Bowl with the roster by bolstering their talent pool and even using future draft picks to do so. The Saints' surprise retirements made that job much harder than some expected. So also, some other key losses made new requirements for New Orleans to fill. The Saints have done almost everything in offseason checklist through bringing in key veterans, drafting to fill needs, and hiring good positional coaches. Here are the top 9 additions the Saints have made this offseason. Let's see if you guys agree with what Dylan's saying here. Number 1, Tyrann Mathieu. That is the biggest one to me. I agree. Adding the old honey badger in any year would be a fantastic move, but especially in a year where the Saints lost 2 major veteran safeties. Mathieu will be a major addition to the defense on and off the move. And on and off the move, and was the biggest needle mover this offseason for the black and gold that came on the back end of the draft. It was fantastic. It really woke up the family members, because the Saints were good. Up to it was a quiet offseason insofar as them re-signing guys without big names, but then they saved the best for last insofar as bringing in Tyrann Mathieu for the back end of that defense to help out. So, I mean, when Malcolm Jenkins retired, you knew this was coming. We knew Tyrann Mathieu knew it too, to a degree, because he was just down here. He was working with LSU. He was home, and then the Saints just pulled the trigger on the move and brought Tyrann Mathieu. That is definitely big. It's going to be so fun watching the Honey Badger as a black and gold member roaming around with that number 32 on. I mean, it's going to be absolutely bonkers to see him in that secondary. This is wonderful. And of course, number 2, the drafting of Chris Olave. Olave was a much needed playmaker in the wide receiver room, with an incredible deep threat to get the most out of his arm. And indeed, this young brother here will, man, listen, he catches, he has good hands, he has good speed, he has good route running. Of course, he can improve. They talk about his strength. He's going to get stronger. But listen, the guy is slick. He can take the top off the defense. I mean, the Saints have added the proper mix of talent to help Jameis Winston stretch that ball. He loves throwing that deep ball. And trust me, Chris Olave will be the biggest benefactor of that deep ball. He can get up under that and take the top. Man, it's going to be so fun watching him just streak through the secondaries of the Panthers, of the Falcons, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and just take the tops off their defense and just make hell on earth for these opponent defenses. But he marks this as the second biggest addition of the offseason. The third was, and this was a pretty smart when he went to a positional coach in Doug Marrone, because people don't understand. We talk about this all the time, how big of a move that bringing Doug Marrone in as the offensive line coach will make for the Saints O-line. One of the most underrated moves of the offseason was the hiring of Doug Marrone. Marrone didn't have the best time as a head coach, but his skills as an offensive line coach are undeniable. I have to agree 1,000%. While the Saints have a fairly young and impressionable offensive line with pieces that need to be used correctly, this move could be a big difference maker. It is. You bring Doug Marrone in as the offensive line coach. You have questions. Well, some people say questions. Well, you have to get Trevor Pinion together. You got to get him lined up and get him on page with the same page with the rest of the guys. And other guys can step up. Ryan Ramczyk dealt with injuries last year. We need Ryan to step his game up after getting paid and stay healthy. We need Andrews Pete to do the same thing. We need Eric McCoy is already solid. I expect him to take it up a level or two. And then you're looking at guys like Cesar Ruiz, who is the biggest question mark, some say, on the offensive line. It's what Cesar Ruiz looks like. And I think he'll probably be the biggest challenge for Doug Marrone to get Cesar Ruiz on code, on page, and turn him into a feasible, I ain't going to say feasible, but he has to be a pretty solid starter for the Saints. Can they do it? Can Doug Marrone turn him into a I don't know. That's a tough one there, but I like that call to put Doug Marrone up there at 3. Number 4, the offensive lineman Trevor Pinion. Pinion may not start week 1, but getting him to be the future of the left tackle position was a much needed more this season. The Saints currently do not have a first round pick this year, so getting a round 1 talent at this position will be unavailable a year from now. Not necessarily the case. You're not thinking about your Sean Payton card. When Sean Payton gets traded, the Saints will recoup these draft picks. That's why the Saints were making moves like this. When the Saints would throw around first round draft picks and move around like they did, unless they're thinking about the Sean Payton card. Sean Payton will bring the Saints 2 first round picks, 2 second round picks. That was the code that they went by with Chucky. When they traded Chucky from the Raiders to the Buccaneers all these years ago, they gave up 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and $8 million to get him over there to Tampa Bay. So what I'm saying is they're going to be a competing market for the services of Sean Payton when he does come back to coaching next year. When that occurs, then you'll see all of these draft picks come back to the fold. A lot of people write these things and they don't look at the Sean Payton card. The Saints wouldn't jeopardize first round draft picks in the future unless they was thinking about the Sean Payton card. A lot of people forget about that. But anyway, let's keep this thing moving along. But this is a good pick. Trevor Pinion, I like the Trevor Pinion pick. I just don't like it at left tackle because you got a quarterback coming off an injury. I'm very leery of having an offensive lineman that's a rookie to guard Jameis Winston's blind side. I'm very leery of that. For whatever the thinking is to keep Ryan Ramczyk at the right side, I don't understand I just don't get that. You want to put your best offensive lineman, which is Ryan Ramczyk, to protect the blind side of Jameis Winston. You don't want a rookie there, or you don't want James Hurst over there. Like I often kid about it, if you let James Hurst become the blind side tackle until Pinion is ready to go, then you might as well roll Jameis into Hurst, to be honest with you, because that guy struggles against real good pass rushers. He does. He's I love his run blocking acumen. But when it comes down to stopping speedy pass rushers, Hurst struggles mightily. He got heavy feet in that regard. He can't get them feet up high. Got cement shoes on like them old mobsters from the 30s, 40s. They put you in them cement shoes, throw you at the bottom of the river. He was able to get out the river, but he still got the cement to fix his shoes. But the reality is, I would not want Trevor's Pinion to be the blind side offensive lineman protecting Jameis, who coming off injury. I think that is a bad look. They seem to be talking about rolling with that philosophy. We'll see how it all shakes and folds, but y'all know where I stand on that. Why at fifth, number 5 is Jarvis Landry, is a lot further down. Jarvis should have been higher than 5. I think you could flip flop opinion and move Jarvis Landry up, because his impact is big too. Getting Landry in the receiving room is also extremely important, but for a different reason than Olave. Landry offers you an extremely reliable target that you know can get open and come down with the catch like Thomas and Olave. Landry can put all three. He can play all 3 of the wide receiver spots and produce. He's not the speedster he used to be, but if you put the film on, he's a lot faster on film than what they clock him as. But the thing that's really interesting about Jarvis Landry, super slick on the field, does a lot of everything, but he's a big insurance policy just in case something happens with Mike. But having all of that talent there, man, it's going to be difficult. You can't guard everybody. And if they try to guard Mike, double down Mike, you're going to have Jarvis Landry out there. You're going to have Chris Olave taking the top off. You'll even have Adam Troutman, who'll be probably the biggest benefactor of all of those wide receivers moving around. The defenses won't know what to do. And then, of course, if they mix in a little Taysom Hill in there, I mean, what are you going to do? Alvin Kamara, when he eventually clears his suspension, what you going to do? Saints have weapons everywhere, man, and there ain't nowhere in the world they can be able to deal with that. There you go. Number 6 on the list is Marcus Maye. The addition of him, Maye was the first major move and is a good player, but he'll be missing the first couple of games of the year with a DUI suspension. His immediate impact is lessened, of course. By the end of the season, he will be a big part of the defense. He's a versatile tool at the safety that will be hopefully be used well. Oh, yeah, Marcus Maye is really, he's a Florida guy. The guy is really smart, great eye discipline, really intelligent player, can do a lot of things. He also can come up and tackle really well. So it'll be an interesting mix of Marcus Maye and Tyrann Mathieu back there. Those guys both can do, it's just going to be a unique look for the Saints defense. And Dennis Allen is going to be rubbing his hands together like doing the Birdman hand rub when he gets Marcus Maye after the suspension on the field with Tyrann Mathieu. The Saints defense is on another level on paper. They just have to put it together on the field of play. And I think they will. Going to number 7, family, wide receiver coach Cody Burns, who I really like. Burns is shown to be a great young coach that has made big impacts everywhere he's been with Olave and the young wide receivers towards the bottom of the depth chart. Having a good wide receiver coach is a necessity. And this is true because Cody Burns, we covered this when Cody Burns came in, had an opportunity to go and research Cody Burns. Man, I went and looked at film. I went and looked at a bunch of his interviews, how he sees the game, and I was able to hear him vocalize here, and then even go and do research and hear what players were saying about Cody Burns. And the Saints did this move, and hopefully it can be like a move that what it was when they went and got Ryan Nielsen out of college, when the Saints got rid of them old boys that were just sitting up there taking up space, and Sean Payton went to college to get somebody, and he went and found Ryan Nielsen, which was a great signing for them. They're hoping that Cody Burns can be like a Ryan Nielsen signing on offense for the Saints. He comes into a very talented wide receiver room with veterans with Mike Thomas and Jarvis Landry, but a lot of terrific talent like Marquez Callaway, who's also from Tennessee. You got LaJardan Humphrey in there. You got a lot of great talent there, and Cody Burns should fit right in. He knows the game. He's a humble brother, and it'll be fun watching him develop along with the wide receiver. So we'll see how that goes. And then number 8 is another Tennessee guy, Alontae Taylor, the defensive back. While he caused the most head scratching during the draft, Taylor has made it clear he intends to compete for playing time this year. If he doesn't win the job immediately, he should be a great depth option at corner and make some moves on special team. He also seems to fit in very well with the locker room already and known to be a great leader. And most of the Saints people that they drafted had that same thing. Austin, thank you, fam. He said, hey, Big Q, give us your best Loomis on Loomis on Penny at left tackle, bro. Watch Kamara play this whole season when his case gets delayed again. So, well, I mean, that's positive thinking. We'll see. But he said, give us your best Loomis on Penny at left tackle, bro. At Penny on Penny. Okay. On Penny at left tackle. Oh, Penny. It's Pinion. Give us your best Loomis on Pinion at left tackle. Okay. Let me tell you guys something. Trevor Pinion, man. We like Listen, listen. yeah, you got to talk to Dennis. Dennis was the one that called. He said, Mickey, let's get that guy. Let's go ahead and sign the guy. And I just said, the guy throws guys into the ground. I don't know if he'll fit here. But listen, I love what Trevor Pinion does, though, that mean streak. But it'll be fun watching Trevor Pinion go against guys like Cam Jordan. Now, let me tell you something. You're not gonna throw Davenport or Cam Jordan and drive them into the ground like you was doing some of them prospects at the NFL Combine or at the Senior Bowl or whatever it was. You're not gonna. That's not gonna happen, bro. That's the bottom line. That's just not gonna happen. But thank you, Austin, for that super chat, fam. Appreciate you. Let me tell you something, guys. We got this, I mean, I'm a humble guy, but let me tell you something. I think we're gonna win this thing. We're gonna do this, I'm tell you something, man. We're gonna handle business, man. This is gonna be a magical season for us, man. We're gonna be all right. All right, so thank you. Y'all crazy, man. Thank you for the super chat, Austin. All right, man. So yeah, this is cool. And then, of course, let's go to the final shot, which is DeMarco Jackson, man. How about that? As the 9th edition. Jackson might be, and listen, with DeMarco Jackson, fam, let me tell you something. DeMarco Jackson, man, is a guy that a lot of people are talking about. If you watch the film on him, he's a guy that can be something special to the Saints linebacker room in the future. For real. I mean, he's that good, man. This guy is made to be a linebacker. It's good the Saints picked this man up, and he'll develop well with the black and gold. Jackson might be much more important addition than people realize at first. With still no Kwon Alexander replacement signed, it's starting to look like Jackson may be a big contributor early on. Of the linebackers on the roster right now, Jackson play style and athleticism matches up best with Alexander, and he does run around. He does cover the sides of the field. He loves to hit. His eye discipline needs to be improved upon. He's a little bit raw in different areas of his game, but I think the Saints can bring him along. But I still say Kwon Alexander. We still have this guy here. He'll be here for the next 3 to 4 years. Here we'll have Jackson there, and I can see the Saints reach out to Kwon Alexander. Why? Because the Saints are looking for a chip here. The Saints want a chip. And I think they're going to get it this year, man. This will be the first time in a long time that the black and gold gets a chip, fam. It's been too long. We got to get that chip. All right, so that's how y'all feel about that, fam? That was a pretty fun article to watch, to go over with you guys. But how do you feel about the writer's lineup of these guys? I think he did a wonderful job, to be honest, which I think Jarvis Landry should have been a little higher. But I love the ranking of these how he did it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. All right, Marco says, Big Q, since Sean gone, who will be in charge of the girls? I guess you could say Dennis Allen is in charge of the girls. I would have to say Dennis Allen is in charge of the girls. Yeah, I would have to say that. All right, fam, let's go to our final article right here. Of June 1st, former Saints signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And, of course, it's Akeem Hicks. A lot of the black and gold family members wanted Akeem Hicks to sign with the black and gold 1 year at $10 million. I want to say the deal was that he goes to the rival Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which, whatever, man. That probably definitely means that Ndamukong Suh, they won't be looking at him anymore. But Akeem Hicks is a wildebeest, man. He's a little older. He had several injuries. I would have loved to have him come back here. But once again, wasn't no pipeline between Akeem Hicks and the Saints this time around. I mean, I just think we got a lot of players on the team that there's a vision for. There's will be a lot of competition all across the board, but there was no pipeline connecting, and that was a lot of the Who Dat Nation and the terrific local reporters that was linking Akeem Hicks, and they had these great Who Dat imaginations to say, man, would it be cool to get Akeem Hicks here, or would it be cool to get Williams, the former chief running back, get him here? That was a lot of the imagination of the Who Dat Nation and the local writers that were matching these people together. There really wasn't no pipeline between the team and these players. If there was, then, these players would have been signed, because that's not a lot of money to sign for what the guy signed, what Williams signed with, to go to where did he go? Where Williams went? I think he did he go to the Texans? I forgot where he went. Y'all put it in the chat what Williams signed with. Was it, I forgot where he went. But Hakeem Hicks I think it's a year at 10 million. So I'm not upset about it, man. We still gonna beat them, man. That ain't enough for us to be worried about them getting Akeem Hicks over there, man. We still gonna bust Tampa Bay tail when we play them, bottom line. Okay, so let's do a brief recap, fam, of the show. Then we'll go into a quick. Then I answer a few questions from the family members. Marcus Maye DUI hearing this today. There'll be some information leaking out what's going on with that over the next several days. So you guys just keep an ear out for that. We'll make sure we cover that on the show. Went over the calendar up for June, May coming into June for this upcoming Monday. What's going on? As you can see, several interesting options on the calendar, including the OTAs in week 2 from the 31st of May right now to tomorrow, which is June the 2nd for OTAs week 2. And then, of course, June the 7th to the 10th for the OTAs in week 3. And then they have several strength and conditioning programs that's going on simultaneously as well. What this is going on. And, of course, it shows you in middle June right here, 14-16 mandatory mini camp will happen there. And then, of course, they go into the July schedule, ultimately into late July, and then to August, then we start talking about that real game. But there's a little drop off after this point right here, but really not too much drop off because a lot of stuff is going on in between that time with other sports. Then we went over the ranking the 9 biggest Saints editions. Went up a really good article by Dylan Sanders. Feel free to go over to Saints Wire and share this article. Share they've been cranking out some really good stuff. They got a good staff over there, man. I enjoy reading their stuff. And then, of course, we covered this one from Canal Street Chronicles, Mr. Adam Dunnels. He dropped some links and stuff, and he talked about Tampa Bay Buccaneers getting Akeem Hicks to join the Tampa Bay squad. Am I upset about it? Hell no. We still going to bust their tail regardless. You could have went back and got Reggie White and put him on the team. We still going to handle up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So at the end of the day, we got this. All right. So, yeah, this is the thing, man. We got this. All right, fam. So with that being said, like I said, I won't hold you very long for this show, but I'll take a few questions and comments from the family members. If you want, feel free to throw them in the comment section, family. I'll go over them and check them out. Bishop, how you doing, Bishop? You said if Jackson starts at linebacker, he's going to be a defensive rookie of the year, Q. All right. Thank you, Bishop. Much love to you, my brother. Thank you. All right. House of Twigger said, this is my favorite part of the podcast. I feel like the Saints bookworm anytime I come in Professor Q's class. You got a PhD in Saintsology, baby. That's right. All right. Thank you, House of Twigger. Clint, what's happening, fam? Appreciate you, bro. Much love to the fam, man. Appreciate you. Oh, yeah. I know Austin article pretty good, man. Y'all share their stuff, man. For real. Okay, thank you. Okay, the fam T. Scott said Arizona. That's who he signed with. Okay, good. Okay, he went to the Arizona. Okay, thank you, Slim. All right, who else we got? Questions and comments, fam, and from the family member. I try to answer a few of them before I get out on this one here, and I'll make sure I come back on the Thursday stream here. All right, Favo Foco says, how y'all feel about bringing Sue in as a vet at the vet minimum? Wouldn't be mad about that, but Ndamukong Suh always wants heavy-handed money to play, and we remember the Saints pursued Ndamukong Suh several years ago. Y'all remember that? Before he went to Tampa Bay, the Saints pursued him and he went in another direction. So do they come back to him now? I don't think so. I don't think they go back at Ndamukong Suh. I don't think they pursue him. I think I guess we could talk about that. The diamonds are rough players. I guess we could talk about that aspect of it because there are players on the team right now that could be interesting people to the team. Let me see if I can pull up that old depth chart that I always use. See if I can pull up that depth chart. But yeah, fam, that's part of the game, man. When you hold on just a second, let me get that up. But yeah, that's a big part of it. You have guys on the team, man, that could potentially mean a lot to the black and gold squad, man. Starters, like case in point, like we could start like let's start with the defensive line. You got guys like you got the defensive line. Now, really, we know Cam Jordan and Davenport's spot and David Onyemata's spot is pretty much signed and sealed. If they pull up to their regular potential, Davenport had 9 sacks last year. Cam had what he had, and David Onyemata holding down the other spot. And next to him is Shy Tuttle. Shy Tuttle that's not a foregone conclusion that Shy Tuttle will keep that position. He'll get competition from guys like Tanu Passanyo that are pushing for that interior position. Kentavious Street was a guy that the Saints brung here not simply just to be a depth piece. They're looking at Kentavious Street as a person that can maybe push for a starting position there. Good Kentavious Street. Now, he can play. His game does translate. He is one of those vicious pass rushers that can make that. He have pass rush acumen. He's has active hands. He's strong. He's big. And Kentavious Street, perhaps Kentavious Street could serve as a person that might be that can challenge for an interior position for the Saints against Shy Tuttle. We know he's versatile inside. He can play either one of those positions. He can guard against the run, and he can do a little bit of rushing. He ain't the ultimate dude there at that position, but he's a versatile defender where Ryan Nielsen, who's a defensive coordinator along with Chris Richard, feels confident with him. And remember, Kentavious Street and Ryan Nielsen have a bit of a history, as Kentavious Street was a player that Ryan Nielsen at one time coached when he was at North Carolina State. So he knows his game, and him coming here could be something to watch out for, but he'll be a factor insofar as in the interior, or he wouldn't be here. I mean, I just keeping it a buck. He has a lot of NFL experience there, and he could challenge. He could push somebody, man. We'll see. And Shy Tuttle's job is not exactly safe, even though we know that Kentavious Street's game was more could lend itself more to with David Onyemata as a replacement for him or a sub for him. But who's to know if Kentavious Street comes in there, and Shy Tuttle can't hold it down, you might push him forward. We'll see how it all looks on the other side of this thing. But Kentavious Street has a pass. He's connected at North Carolina State with Ryan Nielsen. So, I mean, just to drop that on you, man. And it's the reason why he's here. We just have to keep a lookout on that. Also, who else I like to think could be, we talked about a guy, what's his name? Looking at the offensive line, another guy that we could talk about that could possibly be somebody that puts for a position in the guard position is a guy like Forrest Lamp. Forrest Lamp is another guy who's a former second-round draft pick offensive lineman from the the Los Angeles Chargers. They should be back in San Diego. They don't need to be in Los Angeles. They don't need two teams. Agreed ass NFL. But he should be back. But that guy there has a lot of experience, second-round pick. Had some injuries. He's healthy. He was with the Saints last year. Lamp is a good offensive lineman. You better watch out for Lamp. He during the OTAs, he was actually starting. Well, that's due to several other things that was going on, but Lamp had got some starter reps. Watch out for Forrest Lamp, fam. Watch out for Forrest Lamp. He's another dude to be watching. So it's a couple of them. As far as Lamp, I won't drop a little science on you. Watch out for him. Kentavious Street with the defensive line. Watch out for him. And then the third one that I'm going to throw at you is a guy, y'all know Justin Evans from Tampa Bay. Justin Evans was a former second-round draft pick who got hurt. And he was out of football the last couple of years due to injuries. He's totally healthy. He's one of those guys the Saints picked up for next to nothing, like $1 million or something. It's a cheap ass deal. The Saints brung Justin Evans on, and he's a guy that's very intriguing. You put the tape on him, he can tackle. He got some stuff to clean up in his game, but if things work out, the Saints might have a steal there in Justin Evans. So like I'm saying, Justin Evans is a guy, and these, like I said, these are players that were hurt but are now healthy, who are young players that can thrive. So the Lamp, getting a guy like Lamp and Kentavious Street, and then Justin Evans, those are interesting players with veteran experience, and that they're healthy, that could possibly push for a position or push for some starting reps in with the guys on defense and one in offense. Because we know that Ryan, if Cesar Ruiz don't pick it up and he struggles, what happens there? Do they then slide Hurst on the inside there? Do they use Hurst there? Or do they serve that position as Hurst as the swing tackle just in case they have injuries? Because that's really what they want him at. They don't want Hurst in no starting role. That's why Pinion is there. Hurst is more of the swing offensive lineman that they use. If somebody get hurt, they swing them there, they swing them here. But if Forrest Lamp can push for that guard position, it might be interesting to see where it ends up. So Cesar Ruiz, I don't know how much of a leash that he has, but this is in his third year. He either put up or shut up. He's a first-round draft pick, but it's a lot of pressure on him to get that position together. So we'll see how the brother do. All right, so anyway, what else we got here, fam? That's a couple of them. Uncle Paulie says, wait, Big Q, Reggie White in his prime. It would be big trouble for anyone except for the late Nate Newton. Yeah, Eric Williams held them in check. Green Bay never beat the Cowboys in the playoffs while he was on. Yeah, but Reggie White, man, listen. The Saints are so much, and so yeah, Reggie White would be problematic. Even old man Reggie White, right? But even if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did sign a player of that caliber, man, we still gonna kick their ass, man. He ain't blocking for Tom Brady. He on the defense, but he ain't blocking for Tom Brady. Their problem is stopping people from getting to Tom Brady. We get to Tom Brady, that's a wrap. You know, you can put that and tack it on and put it on up there. That's a wrap. We get to Tom Brady. If they ain't signing, like you said, if they ain't bringing Nate Newton or Eric Williams to block for them, you can shut that all down. All right, Brian says, Big Q, what are your expectations on New Orleans Saints in your honest opinion? My expectations of the Saints this year, bro, is a championship. I'm serious. This is championship year. I'm serious. You're like, well, could we have another year? No. This is the year, because when you get a Jarvis Landry, remember he's on a 1-year deal. When you bring a Tyrann Mathieu in here, a Marcus Maye, and you address these moves, how aggressive the Saints were in free agency, how aggressive the Saints were during the draft, how aggressive they've been, period, to build the team and meet as many needs as they possibly can, how they were able to bring the money down in anticipation of trying to sign Deshaun Watson. Good thing they didn't, because what we seeing from the Deshaun Watson stuff right now is ridiculous. 23 I mean, it's just ridiculous, all kind of stuff coming out. And talking about the woman cried after giving them a massage and all that. I mean, you know, good grief, good riddance with that. And Cleveland, if they had some sense, they better hold on to Baker Mayfield and stop all this bull crap about talking about, because that dude might not even play this year. Because the pressure's on him, a lot of pressure's on him. If the NFL to do something once this all wrapped up, this dude could be suspended for the year. So if Cleveland's smart, they better keep Baker Mayfield there. They better hold on to him. You better hold on to him. You better not trade him, stupid. You better hold on to him, because this dude, after it's all said and done, you never know, he might not play this year. You know, I'm just saying, you better hold on to him. All right, so I mean, anyway, that's my expectation, bro. It's deep playoff run, Brian. That's the best thing I could say, my brother. Deep playoff run for the black and gold. Ultimately, you know, meeting with a Super Bowl, man. It's been too long, bro. This team is, if we ready, we got to get it. All right, so you know that's how I feel about it. But thank you, bro, for the question. All right, who else we got? Kevin Collins says, do you think the NFL will flex the current schedule Saints TV? Yeah, I think so. You know, they do that from time to time, bro. When people start turning the games off because they boring, the NFL will adjust those games. And when the Saints start winning, you're going to start seeing more of the Saints flex them games in the prime time. You're going to start seeing that, because the Saints going to be must-see TV. Don't be surprised if your offense is top 10 again, because the Saints have all these weapons. Jameis Winston with the deep ball. Remember, the deep ball is back in New Orleans. We seen a snippet of it last year when he was throwing out the deep ball. Now we got a young wide receiver that will thrive in that role, who will run up under and get those deep balls. Deontay Hardy is out there as well. So, I mean, we got a lot of talent this year. The deep ball is back in the Big East, and that's why it'll be a lot of fantastic play there, and that opens up everything underneath. So it's going to be fun watching our offense thrive and the defense eat. So, well, yeah, Derek says, yeah, Contavious S is a beast. Just ask Drew Brees ribs. Yeah. He just squashed pull old Drew. Just put them all in the ground, planted them like a tree. Future Trunk said Jordan Jackson could start too. He's a raw player, better than Onyemata when he first came out of college. Yeah, Jordan Jackson definitely, if you look at it, was at least a little bit more seasoned than, you don't get no raw than what David Onyemata was when he came out of Canada. You know, he was really raw, and how he got to where he was simply because of the injuries to players in front of him gave David Onyemata an opportunity to be able to get a lot of live game reps and develop his game. Because he was, if you watched him early on play, he was a brute. He just had the power. Most of the play he would get back there in the backfield, but he wouldn't impact the play, like he wouldn't make a tackle. But he was always in the backfield just off of brute strength. Now that he learned some technique, David Onyemata is a lot more refined than he is. But yeah, he got a lot of game reps from staying available when other guys in front of him was injured. Guys like Sheldon Rankins, which he was taken in the same draft with Sheldon Rankins. Sheldon was first round draft pick. David Onyemata was a 4th round selection. And look how the tides turned. When you're available to play and you play, you're going to get the money. And that's what happened with David Onyemata. He got paid. When he got paid, Sheldon Rankins was out of here. You know, that's how it go. Availability. Uncle Paula said, do you think putting Landon Young at right guard and put McCoy at center, Penning at right tackle and Pete at left guard and Big Ram at left tackle? Yeah, you kind of just switch the tackles, move Pinion to right tackle. I'm happy with him at right tackle. I'm not going to lie to you, because it's too much. You're going to put all the pressure on Pinion to be a left tackle to protect the quarterback's blind side and the man coming off injury. I just don't understand what people are thinking when they do that, what the coach is thinking. Now, he did say during the press conference that they would experiment and maybe alter or change things, but that's not a good look. Trevor Pinion is a pretty good young offensive lineman, but he's not Tony Buselli. I mean, you know, your best offensive lineman is Ryan Ramczyk. He needs to protect Jameis Winston blindside. That's just common sense. And then, God forbid, Jameis gets hurt because of a rookie move. Then what you gonna say? That's what the same thing I said. What was it when Drew Brees got hurt because Sean Payton drafted a offensive lineman, and I was like, yo, don't draft that guy. Don't get no offensive lineman, because you don't need no rookie in there. He make a mistake there, and you got a quarterback back there who can't move. You know, and what happened? The guy just played out the way I said. That's like, it's a bad idea. You know, it's a bad. Then you take the guy and you play him out of position at right guard. Don't get mad at him if he makes several thousand mistakes. That's not the position that he plays. Far too often, that was a mistake that he made. You don't take players and switch them over. Not everybody can do that. I know you want versatility, but not every player on your team can do multiple things. Some of these guys do one thing well. They can't do multiple things. You know, some of them can't. You know, and you have to understand that not everybody could do that, man. All right, so thank you for that, bro. But yeah, Uncle Paul, I'm not mad at that, man. Landon Young's a guy who really was a tackle. They saying he could play the guard position. He had that broken foot last year that kiboshed him. He's a factor in that too as well. So if there's competition there, man, on Ryan Ramczyk. I mean, not Ryan Ramczyk, on Cesar Salad Ruiz. But how long is the leash on Cesar Salad Ruiz? He's in his third year, and he's a first-round draft pick, man. And the Saints, it appears that the Saints are not going to let him play the center position. That was a terrible decision Sean Payton made to draft the kid and try to, I mean, maybe Doug Marrone could turn him into an offensive guard. I don't know. Your guess is best on mine, man. A lot of people don't have no faith in Cesar Salad Ruiz to do it. I'm going to give him, you know, I don't see enough to say it, but we'll see if he can make that adjustment. All right, Future Trunk says the fact that we're able to get Jameis on a cheap and cap-friendly deal was big for us instead of what Cleveland did. But yeah. And then, of course, they might be missing out on Deshaun Watson, bro. I mean, a lot of bad stuff is coming out right now, man. And my goodness, it's not looking good for the home team. All right, Ramsey, what's up, fam? Say what up, Big Q. Just got off. Okay, yeah, there you go. Much love. Yeah, I popped up on that and hollered at my dog, Big Low. They're good people over there, man, at Big Low's country. That's my dude. All right, Last Saint says trade Sean Payton for 2 first-round picks and a 5-year subscription to Brazzers. Okay, I hear you, bro. All right. Okay. All right. Damn, Tyree. All right, let's keep it moving here, man. Let's keep it moving now, I guess. Keep it on moving. All right, who else we got? Eric says, Q, what do you think about Crawl? Okay, the tight end. Warren possibly making a team in the tight end room. Yeah, Warren's the last undrafted tight end pickup. I think Crawl is a dude that a lot of people are taking stock of because you go and watch his footage. He's a fiery tight end that does catch the ball. He's huge. He has some blocking ability to him, and a lot of people see him as a kind of a surprise, a player that can kind of help out there. We'll see, bro. I think Crawl would be interesting, man. I will see if he can make a name for himself there. But he'll probably end up on the practice squad more than likely if injuries don't occur. But we'll see what he do when the time comes in the mini camps and everything else. Maybe he can make a name for himself. But I think our young tight ends are a lot better than what we had last year, man, insofar as underneath, because the tight end room didn't necessarily, they underwhelmed big time. We don't talk about the wide receiver. The tight ends underwhelmed big time. You know, Adam Troutman struggled mightily during the year. Then when he finally got going, he got hurt. Jawan Johnson did okay in parts, and then he got hurt. Then when he got healthy, he just disappeared for some games. And Coach Payton saying, nah. And it was like, any reason why you deactivated Juwan Johnson? And Coach Payton would say, I needed somebody to play special teams. Like, damn, this dude catches touchdowns in the red zones, bro. You need that. You couldn't deactivate nobody else. You know, you couldn't deactivate the goddamn fullback. You barely use him. But anyway, but that was the thing. You seen Juwan Johnson trying to pick up his game. Nick Vannett came in, late in the year, did a little something, not nothing. That's really, you know, you can brag about it. But then the big thing about it is the development. You're hoping for the maturation of Adam Troutman, who they really want him to be step up. And maybe the third year, remember, he's just in his third year. So does Adam Troutman step up and take the reins? Right now would be a good time because a lot of the defense would be keying on other offensive players, and Troutman could be very well running around there unguarded many times. So, I mean, then, of course, Taysom Hill slides to the tight end room that gives them some versatility there. I'm still a person that's saying, let's go get a veteran tight end because I'm not sold on Nick Vannett. He's big, but he ain't, I don't know. I'm not sold on Nick Vannett. I'm sorry. He's the most senior member in terms of tight ends in the room, but I'm not. So I was thinking maybe we can get a more veteran tight end in there, but it looked like they might just stick with those guys. We'll see. We'll see. Also says Ruiz has confidence problem. He makes a mistake and gets in his head. He says he's been doing some soul searching. Talk to the voodoo priestess. All right. Paul says, hey Q, do you see emerging? He says, do you see emerging as the lead back will come? Who do I see emerging? Well, Kamara being out for a time and Ingram is getting along in the two. I think first it'll be Ingram, but you would think Tony Jones Jr. would have something to say about that. But this Dennis Allen squad, man, and Abram Smith, they like Abram Smith. Remember, if you're a guy that's a power back that can move the power, you're looking at guys. Abram Smith's looking pretty interesting, man. They're really high on Abram Smith. I do like Devontae Zigbo a lot, to be honest with you, because I think he can do a little bit of both. He's not Elvin Kamara, and very few people are, but he does catch the ball out of the backfield. He does have another gear to his game. He can run inside and outside. I think Devontae Zigbo is a guy that a lot of people are sleeping on his potential. Whether or not the Saints recognize that and say, well, let's give him some play, we'll see. But Abram Smith seems to be a guy that's a favorite behind a guy like Mark Ingram and Tony Jones Jr. Those guys will probably have to see what they can do. Tony Jones been a guy that's just been unavailable. He had opportunities. He can't seem to stay healthy. And it's a shame because he's a good running back. So I would have to probably say Mark Ingram behind Elvin Kamara, but Abram Smith somewhere in there. It might be Abram Smith, a short release right there because Abram Smith runs hard. North-South runner, brutalizing running back. Dude, he's a pretty heavy-ass running back, and that's what Dennis Allen likes. He wants to open it up and then hit you with that power game. So we'll see, bro. So I don't know right now. Maybe the Saints bring in another running back. Maybe they don't. But it appears they like Abram Smith. They do. But hopefully Tony Jones is in the mix like that and Devontae Zigbo, man. But I think in that mixture, Uncle Paul, that's my take on it. JT says, Q, I told you before, Sean Payton tried to slow the Saints down. We didn't need another center, and we didn't need another defensive end. Yeah, well, the Peyton Turner pick was curious. A lot of people was thinking the Saints should have went somewhere else with the pick. And the Cesar Ruiz pick was probably one of the more puzzling picks that we've seen happen over the last 5 years of the Sean Payton era when he reached and grabbed Cesar Ruiz. Yeah, and people's like, what the hell did you take a center for? When you had, I can't remember the man's name. I keep forgetting his name. Y'all fill it in the chat. You had that man here. He was a multiple Pro Bowler coming off a Pro Bowl year. The offensive line stunk in the Minnesota playoff game when we lost the game in the Dome. To them, they stunk in there. The offensive line stunk. The defensive line stunk. The game plan was trash. It was garbage. When the Minnesota Vikings was beating the Saints in the simplest ways we were seeing it, that they would switch the interior, the edge rushers and put them inside and move the tackles outside, and that's how they was getting pressure on Drew Brees. And I was like, you know how you neutralize that? You run at the asses. But it wasn't really. The Saints' offensive line was so pathetic in the game. The only person that really on offense that really was making strides was Taysom Hill in that game, but he kept going to Sean Payton. To Drew Brees, and that hurt us. As a matter of fact, remember the pressure came and that guy sagged Drew, the ball came loose and Minnesota recovered. Remember that? So, it was a comedy of errors in these playoff games, man. We just turned dumb as a son bitch when we get into these playoff games, man. I just don't understand how we intelligent to wipe out teams and then we get there and turn stupid. I just don't understand. There are such things as we're supposed to take advantage of scouting reports and player scouting reports, team scouting reports. There's scouting departments that do scouting reports. We were doing scouting reports when the playoff games. Every game we come out with a scouting report. We scout the team and know what their weaknesses are, where we can attack them and have success at. That's just what it is. Like football is set up to emulate war. And like if you're going against an opposing army, you want to know where their stuff is situated at, where you can attack them at. This is what it is because it's all set up the same way, right? You see how they all are doing it in the X's and O's, trying to figure out the weaknesses in their opponent. That's what a scouting report is an intelligence report on your opposition, what they're good at and what they're bad at. And you don't attack what they're good at, like we did when we went up there and we took on, what was that? Yeah, it was the Vikings when we was trying to attack. I ain't going to get into it, but the reality is, like, to get behind what you were saying about that, it's just, at some point in time, I think we as a team we got to get through that, because the Saints will get there and so far as to the playoffs, but we have to be smarter in our play. We can't make all these errors here that hurt us in these games, because the last game against Tampa Bay, we had turnovers, and you can't turn the ball over like that in your own building. It just hurts you. It marches us out of that, and people's like, man, come on. You can lose because the other team is. I can be happy if I lose to a team. If we lose to a team that's just better than us, that ain't nothing you can do about that. You went in there, you gave them your better effort. They just beat you because they were better than you, right? But if you going in there and you turning the ball over and you helping them beat you, man, come on. What you gonna do with that? You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do with that? All right. So anyway, thank you for that, bro. Appreciate you. All right. Kevin Collins said this year, Big Q, we absolutely can't stomach bad tight. I know, bro. And Taysom Hill moved there to give them some balance there, some punch, and some versatility there. So you would think that that'll be something that kind of helps you along, but still, I wouldn't be mad if the Saints signed a Kyle Rudolph and let him go up in there and help out. But Troutman, people are waiting for Troutman. The third year is Troutman's year. He has to step up and show up. The first year, he was a backup. The second year, it was a sophomore year. It was awful. The third year is the charm. They're going to give him his opportunity to step up, and we'll see what he can do. Thank you, Hoodie. Appreciate your super chat, bro. He says 185 people watching, only 76 likes. Spam the like button. Who that? Big Q, and hope you have a great night. Great show, like always. Thank you, Hoodie. Appreciate you, bro. Much love to you, my friend. Appreciate you. Thank you for your super chat, my boy. Appreciate you, bro. All right. Thank you to the rest of the fam. Appreciate you. What's Booming says, I'm putting the house and a gas station on the squad this year. Yeah, the Saints they're going to be all right, bro. Uncle Paul says, Q, do you see Kevin White, Kenny Stills, and Tre'Quan Smith making this team? Kenny Stills is not on the team. Kevin White is going to be hard pressed for Kevin White to make the team. Tre'Quan Smith probably is the better of the safer pick in that mixture. Stills is not on the team, and Kevin White is on the team. But it's like I said, it's a new wide receiver coach in there. Can Cody Burns get something out of Kevin White? I think Kevin White was something that Sean Payton liked. He liked the big, tall, fast wide receivers. He thought he could fix Kevin White, and you can't fix Kevin White. Kevin White has to fix himself. He does have the size. He does have the speed. He's a big wide receiver, but this is all this is fractured. He has to be able to get this together. Just like one of the family members talked about Cesar Salad Ruiz and his confidence. But see, a lot of times these young players, the confidence comes, the pressure comes because he's a first-round draft pick, and the team and the family base is looking for him to perform to the standard of his selection, which the pressure is he's not able to do that because he don't know enough of the position to perform like he really wants. So it's a certain uncomfortableness that you see Cesar Ruiz go through because that's not a position that he's comfortable with playing. But is it an excuse? He's getting paid the money, so he has to learn the position. But see, that's the wrongfulness of it, that he'll get blamed for his poor play, even though it's the people that's moving him there Dennis Allen has an opportunity to fix two things on the Saints offensive line. Number one, he can make Ryan, if he really wanted to make life easier for Jameis Winston, if it's really about that, the first thing you would do with the Saints offensive line is make Pinion a right tackle and not a left one. That's number one. Move Ramczyk over there. That'll be smart. Number two is that you want to make sure that you give Cesar Salad Ruiz an opportunity to play the center position, because that's what he was drafted as, because he's not a very good guard. You would think Doug Marrone you might give Doug Marrone a big old award if he could take Cesar Ruiz and turn him into a NFL starting offensive guard. They're only forcing him in that fit because of the pick, because he's a first round draft pick. But there are other people that are better than him at the guard position right now. That can, if they actually had a really serious competition and they put him up and up against him, that they'll win. If you put James Hurst against Cesar Ruiz for the guard position, Hurst will win right now. If you put even Forrest Lamp in there, he would probably beat Ruiz out, because that's not his position. Ruiz is a center. He was drafted as a center. They don't want to correct the problem. They're just carrying on these moves, and we'll see if they work, man. We'll see if they work. But like I said, if you really want to help Jameis out, you don't make Pinion a left tackle. You make him a right tackle and put on Ramczyk to cover his blind side. Try Cesar Ruiz at the center position just to see how he looks there. And if he don't look good there, you kick him back out the guard, let him compete with the rest of them. If it doesn't work at the center or the guard position, then you might as well just trade him and get him out of here after that. Because, I mean, you got other guys coming behind him that's going to just be just better at him at the position. And he's only holding the position because he's a first-round pick. See what I'm saying? Because a lot of people's like, why would you do that, Q? Because the guy is not a good offensive guard. They got backups right now that's better than him at that guard position. It's just what it is, right? I mean, so if you want to see his true value, let him play at the center position where he became a first-round draft pick. He was drafted as a first-rounder because of his center acumen. He's not a guard. He's not a guard. You know, so we'll see, man. We've been saying this the whole tape. You put the goddamn tape on. The tape backs me up in the Who Dat Nation and the Great Saint Think Tank. It is what it is. All right. Thank you, Uncle Paulie, for that. All right. Future Trunk says wide receiver 5 will be a Walmart employee over Traquan. All right. What's up, brother Neville? How you doing, fam? Millie Tooley. What's up, fam? All right. Much love. Big Hoffer. What's up, Big Boo Hoffer? How you doing, bro? Professor. What's going on, Professor? How you doing, man? Yeah, Watford, that's who it is. Future Trunks, that's what I'm thinking about. Watford. Thank you, Tyrone. You tried, but it's not Max Unger. It's Larry Walford. That's right, Slim. That's the guy that they gave up. And it was really weird because it almost appeared like they was trying to blame him for the playoff loss to the Minnesota Vikings that year when Kyle Rudolph pushed off on P.J. Williams. I hate to bring that back up because so many ugly playoff losses as of recent that we can barely stand them. But that the lesser of the last Minnesota loss that we had in the playoffs when Kyle Rudolph pushed off on P.J. Williams and the NFL referee said, we're not going to review that. Even though the rule says you're supposed to review every touchdown, they said, we ain't going to review that. That is like, you know what? This is bullshit, man. That's what I sound like. This is bullshit. You know, you're going to just pull this. You got a rule that says you're supposed to review every touchdown, but you just going to come out and say, we're not going to review it. When was that a thing? The rule said you had, but anyway. You see what I'm saying? It's a bunch of BS, man. They anything to you. They do anything to you. And they say, oh, yo, that's fair play. It's fair play. Yeah, you changed the rules on the field. When we on the field the same time we planned to not give you an opportunity to compete. Because had they went and reversed it, went and looked at it, they would have had to reverse it because it was an obvious, clear push-off. But anyway, besides the point. The point was that it appeared like Peyton was making Larry Walford, the person that was responsible. Walford still had a year left after that. They talking about he was going to retire. Larry Walford had every intention of playing that year. Then it was excuses made about why we needed him. So he cut out Larry Walford, cut him out, just cut him. And then that's when you seen Cesar Ruiz. And I said, okay, coach, if you draft in the center to play the center position and you starting there, I get that. But then that wasn't the case. Then he turned him to a guard. And then I was like, don't carry on Sean Payton's bullshit. You know, fix the offensive line the way it's supposed to so that Jameis is not impacted by it, because we don't need Cesar Ruiz not, you know, having two guys to block and don't block anybody. We don't need none of that, man. Let's hope Doug Marrone gets him together, fam. That's all I can say. We'll see. I remember all that, man. All I do. 504 Coach said, I don't think we signed LaJordan Humphrey back. Don't think he would make the team anyway. Too much competition. I think my understanding is LaJordan Humphrey is a member of the team, bro. He's on the active roster. I want to say the active depth chart that LaJordan Humphrey is a member of the team. Let me see. Is he? I want to say he is, bro. Hold on. Let me check on that to make sure. You might be right on that, bro. Hold on here. Let me make sure here. Let me check. Give me a check here, because it was my understanding that LaJordan was an active member. I thought he signed his. Hold on. Let me check. Let me check on that. You might be right. Let me see. Give me just a second. Let me get this together here. All right. Let me check out and make sure LaJordan Humphrey's on the team. Nope. Now he's not on the active roster. Let me see. I wanted to say that he is. I'm going to have to look up LaJordan Humphrey's contract to make sure he is. But my understanding that he was on the Saints. Let me make sure here. I want to say he is, fam. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he was at, yeah. I just had to make sure, man, because that was thrown in there. But yeah, here's, let me show you the article right here, fam, of it. So, you know, here's this, that's why I like to say, if I get a look at this, I want to make sure I throw, because I remember him signing, here it is right here. And Bob Rose reported on it on March the 17th of 2022. Saints resigned restricted free agent wide receiver LaJordan Humphrey. So there you go. There go your proof. So, there you go. All right. So anyway, yeah, Marco. Yeah, he's a member. Yeah, I had to make sure, bro. I was like, yeah, I remember because I covered it. But you know how you have so much stuff going on that you're like, hold on here. Had a kind of a, I was like, hold on, let me just go back and research it right quick. So yeah, thank you, bro. All right. Yeah, he signed, bro. That's why I had to show y'all, man. It's good. I had to break out the research, bro. I had to break out the receipts right quick. You know, to make sure we ain't gonna leave no guesswork up here. We're gonna cover it like it is. All right. So with that being said, fam, yeah, Travis, what's up, bro? He said hopefully Marquez Callaway can improve this season. I think he will, bro. I think Callaway will be special, man. I like LaJordan Humphrey. LaJordan Humphrey, he's not a burner, but he catches everything you throw to him. He's a good blocker, and he's really good yards after the catch guy. Irky jerky guy. It takes more than one person to bring him down. LaJordan Humphrey, it's just he's buried in that depth chart with all these good wide receivers, and you think it's some of the wide receivers that are big with speed, like the kid that's locally, could kind of slide ahead of him because of the size and speed thing. Versus LaJordan just is the size, is a possession receiver that can block well, such. But I still, hopefully he can stick around, man. I like LaJordan Humphrey, man. Our brother Eric says Q Forrest Lamp will help Ruiz get his mind. Yeah, when Lamp put Ruiz yeah, Lamp, I'm telling you, watch out for Lamp, fam. What's up, Matthew? Who that to you, bro? Appreciate you, brother Matthew Washington. Yeah. Uncle Paulie says, do you see Will Lutz have yeah, well, definitely. Will Lutz is 100% healthy, Uncle Paulie. Remember how many games last year the Saints lost due to poor special team play, missed field goals, stuff like that? How many games? Put it in the chat. How many games y'all think the Saints lost last year due to missed field goals and poor special teams play? Well, Will Lutz is back there. Blake Gillikin was awesome. Blake Gillikin was special. And placement of it's like a young Tommy Morstead. I mean, we were so fortunate to have Tommy Morstead all those years, and then we gained Blake Gillikin, man, and the guy just kicking people all the way into the next freaking stadium, man. I mean, we so fortunate to have these great punters with the placement that they have. And then we got Deontay Harty, who will be able to go back to his kick return and punt return duties. We also have Rashid Shaheed, see what he can do. Aesop Winston can help in that. And there's also, who's the other guy I'm thinking about that can help? And Aquan Baker. So, you know, Aquan Baker, the 7th-round draft pick from a year ago, he might be able to help too. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah, 3 to 4 games. That's big, bro. Because 1 or 2 games, you make the playoffs. See that? So with that, you get Will Lutz back 100% healthy. That's big. Will Lutz, one of the best kickers in the business, bro. and you get him back. So I mean, that just imagine that, man. The Saints, just having solid special teams play, man, and to be able to hit those field goals like when we need to, bro. Like, look at the family, 3 to 4 games last year that we lost due to bad special teams play. You get 1 or 2 of them games, you're in the playoffs. You see what I'm saying? So man, it's one of those things. All right, thank you, fam. I appreciate y'all chiming in on that. So, but like I said, fam, yeah, that's right, Dixon, DeWine Dixon. That's right, Clint. Big ups to you. What's up, Clint? Oh, what's up, Kenny? Yeah. What's up, Kenny? All right, big ups. Oh, what's up, Ryan McGee? Who that to you, man? Much love. All right. So with that being said, yeah. Oh yeah, Morstead signed with the Dolphins. Yeah, he went down there with Teron Armstead, huh? Yeah, I know Clint Shaheed is going to grab that returning position and not let it go. Yeah, I think we might have found something special like the Saints found in Deontay Harris-Hardy, man. Several years ago, we might have found another one. This dude is lightning in the ball. Y'all looked at the film on that guy? Man, I'm just waiting to see what he looks like, man, when we get him in the camp. Marco, what's up, fam? Says Big Q, I brought this up on another podcast. How about how huge it is to have Will Lutz back? And that person said Lutz just a kicker, so it's no big deal. We lost several games. Yeah, I wouldn't agree with that. I wouldn't. What's up, Lori? Who that to you, Queen? What's up, brother Kenny? I wouldn't agree with none of that. I mean, people telling you that Will Lutz and not having a good kicker is not important. Man, the Saints struggled through games, man, because they went through several kickers because guys was missing field goals and had guys hit field goals in games Saints would have won. 2 games and they're telling you it's no big deal. But you win 1 game or 2 games for bad, with the field goal kicker, lining them up right and you get in the games, you're in the playoffs. So no, the kicker is a big part of these games. So whoever's saying that, man, they don't know what they're talking about. Having Will Lutz back is a big part of the game. That's why they pay him the big bucks. That's just asinine to even much say, oh, the kicker, it don't matter. That's bullshit. You lost games last year because of poor kickers, missing field goals, not lining the shit up. Matter of fact, one of the biggest games the Saints lost because of missed field goals was the Tennessee Titans game. Remember that? The Tennessee Titans game? When the guy kicked the field goal and the ball mysteriously moved all the way to the other side twice, went to the same spot. Remember that? That's 2 field goals right there. That happened. You hit some of them field goals, perhaps you stall out the momentum, things change a bit in the game. So when you get tough on the road, the Tennessee Titans game was a big game where we missed 2 field goals on. There was a couple of games where we was missing field goals. We went through a string of kickers because guys was missing field goals. We got them guys out of there. So having a steady kicker that can hit those field goals, a high clip of them, man, that make life easier on anybody. When you can't get 7 and you can get 3, you get down there and the guy, you can't get there, guy kicking the field goals 3 and you instead of leaving in the drive, you get down in there in their side of the field, you can't get a touchdown. You down there 3 times. Instead of having goose egg, you got 9 points. That's a big part of the game, man. So I wouldn't subscribe to people telling you, oh, the kicker don't matter. That's bullshit, man. They wouldn't make Will Lutz wouldn't get paid that kind of money if he didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so there we go. Say, why did we draft Quan Baker again? What does he do? Quan Baker's a wide receiver from South Alabama. Speedster, 6 feet tall, good speed, could catch, runs decent routes. He was buried on the depth chart. Last year, opportunities was kind of stolen from him by Kevin White. And I kept saying, why is Kevin White here? He's stealing reps from these other guys. Let's see what Quan Baker could do. Let's see what Aesop Winston can do. And Aesop Winston actually showed out and had a pretty decent little couple of games when Deontay Hardy was suspended. So, I mean, yeah, it's interesting. All right. So, see 3 games. Family's like, man, we lost 3 to 4 games last year because of poor missed field goals. So the kicker don't matter. That's asinine, man. So with that being said, fam, listen, I'm a Dirk out on that. I'd like to thank all y'all for joining me for this episode of the Coma. I'll pop back up here Thursday. We'll talk some more about the black and gold, man. Please feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you hadn't hit the subscribe button, hit the hell out the subscribe button. Please feel free to share the show's links on your social media feed or in Saints rooms, chats, wherever. Also, hit the notification bell for future content as we kind of tend to pop up. We might pop up and surprise you on certain days when you don't think we'll be around. But anyway, with that being said, I thank y'all guys. Appreciate all the YouTube member family and also the Patreon champions and everybody in particular for making the Sports Coma what it is. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shop. Go in the links description section below. Check out the new gear, Jameis Winston. New TSC hats are available now. The designers have the TSC hats that's available now. You can check those out. The links is in the description section as well. So with that being said, fam, I'ma holler at y'all later, baby. Y'all keep y'all heads up. Who that to you? And I'm out.
Yeah. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports Coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. I thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shame for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy, then you probably smell the crooked referees on Roger Goodell. Yeah, running like this, and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Say they gon' beat them, say who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat them, say who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat them, say who that?
Daily.com. That's right, the WhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, WhoThatDaily.com is your site. The WhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. Check out the Pro Shop. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform stores where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. Check out the Pro Shop and Who That too.